Okay, so the last couple of days we've been looking at how to find the area of a rectangle and a square, and now we're going to look at how we can find the perimeter of a rectangle or square. So I'm going to put perimeter of a rectangle. I'm on page 103. With our objective, so today I will find the perimeter of a rectangle. Okay, so really quickly before we dive in, I just want to review different ways that we might see multiplication. So, I'm going to write different ways to see multiplication. Okay, so we might see an expression that looks like 2 times the length, right? We know that this x means multiplication. That's the one we're most used to seeing, but as we're kind of expanding and going more into the algebra way of math, there's going to be other ways you're going to see multiplication. You do the same thing, but it's just nice to be familiar with the other ways that multiplication might be given to you. So this is the one we see all the time. We also might see something like 2 times the length. It's like kind of where the circle is kind of in the middle. It's not like a decimal where it's on the line. It's like a middle decimal. So we might see that. That means multiplication 2. Maybe you just see like 2L. That also means 2 times the length. So 2, and then if they give you like L or W, that would also mean to multiply. Or you might see 2 and then in parentheses your L. So all of these are different ways you might see multiplication, but at the end of the day, you still do the same things, but just something to know. Okay, just like area, perimeter has a formula as well. So let's first define what the perimeter is. So we're going to write perimeter is the total distance around the flat object. So with area, we're working on what's on the inside, and now we're looking at what's on the outside. So these are just use standard units. So it's not squared, it's just standard. So you would just see like centimeters, feet, inches, yards, things like that. There's no square because you're just adding up all of the sides together. So let's write our formula. Okay, there's a few different formulas we can use. You'll kind of catch on to the one that you like best. We'll work on both, but there's a few that we want to look at. So in general, your perimeter is equal to adding up all of your sides. So that means it's length plus W plus your other W, which is width. Because think about it, when you have a rectangle, let's say you have 7 centimeters and 2. You still have you have 2 other sides, right? So this is also 7 centimeters, and this is also 2 centimeters, right? Because these are equal, and those are equal. So with perimeter, you're just adding up the sides. So you're not going into it. You are taking each side, and you are finding a place for it in your formula. So I would say this is the most common one that you might want to use, but there's other ones as well. Another way you could do perimeter is P equals parentheses 2 times the length plus 2 times the width. Okay. Or you might see it as a distributive property where you have P equals 2 and then times length plus width, and that's kind of where you do distributive property there. So we're really just going to be working on probably the top two, but if you want to do the bottom one as well, you can do that. So I'll put the multiplication sign there. Okay, so let's look at a few. Okay, so let's do find the perimeter. We're going to do the same steps as we did with area. So we have 7 feet as our length, and then we have 4 feet as our width. So first thing we're going to do is write our formula. So I'm going to do the first formula. So P equals length plus width plus width. Now I need to fill in my known information. So I know my length is 7. So it's going to be 7 plus 4 plus 4. I'm going to add these up. I got 14 here and 8 here, and then keep adding. 8 plus 4, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. Carry it. I got 22 feet. So the perimeter is 22 feet. So I did not put the squared because I'm just adding up the sides. I'm not looking at what's on the inside. I'm just going and measuring around the outside. Okay? All right, we're going to do one more together, and I'm going to do this formula, and then you'll have one to practice tonight. Okay, let's see the shape. So we're gonna find the perimeter. So we'll do 6 feet wide and 8 feet long. First thing I'm going to do is I'm going to write my formula, and I'm going to do a different one. So I'm going to do P equals 2 times L, because I need to do my L and then multiply it by 2. Instead of adding it, 8 and 8, I'm going to multiply just 8 times 2. That's the same thing. Plus 2 times my width. Okay, now I'm going to fill in my known information. 2 times 8 plus, oop, why did I put 2 up here? That's not 2, it's 6. Plus 6 times 2. Oh, I did have that right. Oh my goodness, okay. I just kind of flipped them. Okay, now I'm going to keep solving. So 8 times 2 is 16, and 6 times 2 is 12, and then I add those up. 6 plus 2 is 8, 1 plus 1 is 2, so 28. So my perimeter is 28, and then we're working with feet, so 28 feet. Okay, I'm going to give you one to work on tonight. You can do either the one where you just add up all the sides, or you can do a quick multiplication one as well. Whichever one works for you. I kind of just like the adding one because it's just easy to remember. Like areas, multiplication, perimeter is just adding up the sides, but it's up to you. Okay, so let's do, I want you to find the perimeter of this rectangle. We have 12 centimeters and 4 centimeters. Okay, so find the perimeter of this problem and bring it in tomorrow.